Hello, Pookie. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Alicia. It's not Alicia. And today we are doing a art video. So I have a friend who just bought a house and she asked me to make her a little painting for her new home. And as a good friend, I'm doing my due diligence and making her this little painting. So if you're interested in seeing my process, it's not professional in any way, but I do love sharing my art and showing you guys what I do. And art is just kind of something that I'm really passionate about. So if you're interested in watching, grab a little snack. Maybe you're on your lunch break, maybe you're getting ready, and just hang out for a little bit. I would love it if you came along. Okay, so I'm just setting up a little bit, doing some swatches on my palette, but basically my friend, she just bought a house. She asked me to do her painting, and she asked me to do oranges, use the color orange, obviously, and blue. I guess those are their favorite colors. She just bought a home, and she wants to put this somewhere in her new home. And I got kind of excited when she asked me to do this painting for her because I do love to draw, I like to paint and do anything art related. But sometimes I find it hard to get started if it's a drawing that's just for me or just for practice. It's kind of hard for me to start anywhere or think of anything I want to create. And so when people ask me to do something for them, usually it's a little bit easier to start getting in the motivation, and especially because I knew the date was coming up. I might have waited and procrastinated to the last second to finish it, like literally the day I drove over there. But it's still, putting a time frame around it makes it a lot easier for me to get started. And I actually sketched the beginning parts of this in my last video. I think it was a Spend a Weekend with Me. That vlog is up. It should be the one right before this one. And I just sketched it out. I was feeling a little inspired into the night, but I didn't want to paint, so I only sketched the beginning of it. And I pulled a lot of inspo from other artists, from Instagram and Pinterest. I was seeing kind of how they use the paints, because gouache is really new to me. I don't paint that much, and I especially have never painted gouache before. I just got these this summer, so I was doing a little bit of trial and error, trying to experiment. So whatever you take from this video, don't expect it to be perfect, and I'm pretty sure I'm doing some stuff completely wrong than how you're supposed to, but the effort is what counts. And how this is my first art video or first creative type of painting video, I hope you guys don't mind, but I think I want to do a series on here where I just paint, I yap, I share my love of art, I talk about random stuff, maybe a little bit of trauma dump here and there, but I kind of wanted it to be kind of a conversational kind of piece. I listen to a lot of videos or podcasts or audiobooks while I'm at my work, when I'm on my drive to work, when I'm at the gym, and all this kind of stuff. And so I just thought I would do something that I like to consume, I would create for you guys. So let me know if you guys have any comment, or I don't know, there's something specific you want me to talk about. But this is a safe space, okay? This is a space for us to just chat, get to know each other, do paints. I don't know. I don't care. But yeah, I had a little bit of an idea. I don't know what I'm going to title this just yet, but you know how there's the phrase spill the tea, you're telling a little bit of information, you're telling some drama. I was thinking of maybe naming these series Paint Spill or Art Spill, because I feel like I got a lot on my chest and a lot of things to rant about, but I'm not even sure where to start because I don't want I don't want herpes. I don't want to be hurting people's feelings. And if I use like pseudonyms, I guess, or like nicknames, would people really know who I'm talking about? I only got like 30 subscribers so far, which is great. I love every single one of you guys. But I don't think it's really gonna go around town. People are gonna find out. This is a really low-key video or YouTube channel for me, so I don't think I'm gonna be hurting people's feelings. I don't think they'd ever find out, but this is for you guys, so maybe that's what I'll call it, and just talk about whatever I want to talk about. Okay, so at the time that I'm recording this audio for the video, I already went and came back from giving her this drawing, this painting, and she loved it. I think to my face, she said she loved it. I did kind of fuck up a little bit because I forgot to erase the pencil marks underneath. Rookie mistake, because after I painted over it, I couldn't go and like erase the pencil marks. So the only way to kind of hide it is by painting dark over the pencil marks, and I didn't really want to darken up the drawing itself. I wanted it to be kind of like a light, gouache, watercolor kind of moment. That was what I was going for, but dummy me, I didn't really think about it until after the fact. But whatever. She liked it, I liked it, everybody liked it, whatever. And I had so much fun at her get-together. I drove almost 7 hours to go give this to her in person. I know. I am a great friend, I know. Well, technically, I did not drive those 7 hours. My husband took me all the way there. Thank you, Pookie. Because I'm a passenger princess. I do not drive very well. I don't like to drive. I am just baby girl, and I just sit in the passenger seat and let the man do his manly job, taking me 7 hours to a party. But this friend has done so much for me. She's been there through the thick and thin with me, and I just thought, how fun would it be? I really wanted to see her new house, which was beautiful. It was so nice. It's like a brand new community, everything. I'm so jelly. I'm moving in, actually. She's gonna clear up her 3rd bedroom for me, and I'm gonna live with her forever, and I'm never gonna leave. It was actually really nice, and I got to see all her family. There's a lot of family of hers I had never met before because they lived on the other side of the state, but it was actually so fun. It was down by under Orlando, and we didn't really get to do much of anything, but we already are traveling a lot this year. I didn't want to spend too much money. I was mostly just focus on the gas and the food, but it was so worth it to go see her. I haven't seen her, I think I saw her once this year, but it was really nice. I got to play with her cats, and her family made really delicious food. It was like Puerto Rican food. They played games. It was just a good time. And a little bit of background from this friend of mine. I don't know if she wants me to say her name, but I'm just going to refrain from saying her name just in case she wants her privacy. But I've known her since literally 5th grade. We were in the same 5th grade class. This is when I moved down to Florida. So I've known her close to 14 years now, which is crazy. We didn't really start being friends until the 6th grade, but I remember like one of my first interactions with her. She was in my class, but there's this really rude bus driver that I had, and back in elementary school, she was like yelling at me because I didn't know where to sit because all the seats in the whole bus were taken, and little me was like, I don't know anybody, and she was like, get in the seat, and I recognized her and this other girl who were in my class, and then we just squeezed into like this one tiny little seat, all 3 of us together, and so that was my first memory of being with her. But we really started being friends in 6th grade, and she was, one of my besties up through middle school, high school, and she was even one of my bridesmaids at my wedding. And so we just have a lot of history. I got a love for her, and she's just been there through it with me. I don't know. So right here, I actually fucked up. I forgot how many slices were in an orange, and that little orange over there, I don't know if you can see it, but you can literally see me being like, how do I fix this? It needed more slices than just 4 in the center. So I ended up just covering the whole thing orange and just making it look like it was supposed to be a complete orange the whole time. That's just one of the, you just gotta fix what you're working with. But it's kind of funny to see my thought process being like, oh shit. I feel sometimes that as we're getting older, and I'm not even that old, I'm just 25 right now, but it gets a little bit harder sometimes to keep up with your friends as you get into your adulthood. Everybody's kind of busy, everybody's schedule isn't always lining up, and so I like to be there for my friends whenever I can, for my family, even if it takes kind of like planning in advance, like months. But I think it is really special to make time for the people that you really care about and not forget that even as busy as you are, it doesn't mean you can't try to at least see them on your time off, or I know it's not as easy for some people because they have really compromising jobs, or they have family, they have kids, and they have other responsibilities. I totally get that, but for me, it's always been something that is important to me. I want to make time. I want to show up for the people that I care about, and especially if they care about something like buying a new house or having a wedding or sharing a birthday. It's so special to be able to be included in situations like that, to celebrate with them. And so, just a little reminder to make time for the people that you really care about. And this might be a little too vulnerable for me to put out there in the internet, but I did kind of go through a situation last year where I lost a friendship. Like, I had a falling out with somebody who I considered to be one of my best friends, and it was such a sucky situation that it was really just based on miscommunication and us not seeing eye to eye, and it really took me, it kind of blindsided me. I really did not expect it. This is somebody that I thought was gonna be there forever and ever. And so this past year, I've really just been reflecting on what kind of people I want around me, what kind of people I'm holding space for, kind of setting boundaries where I realize this is not really a healthy situation for me, or it's not really helping, it's not, it's toxic, or it's at least just not being such a positive thing for me. It doesn't need to be, dramatic, but I've been really having to listen to my gut and leaving things just kind of where they are, and not even having to blow things out of proportion, but to kind of step aside and be like, this relationship is not really for me. It doesn't feel good to me in my gut, and I really just need to listen to myself sometimes. So that's kind of the journey that I've been on in this year. I don't know if I want to get too into it because it was really sucky. So I don't know. Let me think about it. I guess we could talk about it without really naming names, but I don't know. I just feel like I learned a lot from that situation, and in my opinion, breakups, like friendship breakups, hurt a lot more than romantic breakups, because at least like, sometimes you can break up with somebody and you can be like, okay, but we can still, like, hang out, we can still talk, we can still be friends. But friendship breakups are just kind of like either you're in or you're out, you know. And you guys probably liked a lot of the same stuff, or you went to the same kind of places where you could run into them a lot, I guess. But I feel like I did learn a lot from that relationship. We'll call her Anna, okay? Anna. So I feel like one of the biggest issues that come to mind when I think about where I was then and where I am now, so much has changed. I think we're both in completely different states, like states. We're definitely not at the same jobs. We're probably in different financial situations than we used to be. We're doing completely different things right now. And I have since reached out back to Anna and like apologized for being nasty, being rude, and not really thinking through. And I just forgave myself for the way that I acted, and I forgave her for the way she acted, even though she didn't apologize. But sometimes I feel like you don't really need an apology. You need to let go of things for your own peace of mind and for yourself to heal. You can't always just hold on to grudges. And if there's anything I'm really good at, it is holding a grudge. I will hold that motherfucker for a while. But it really does not do anything good for me. You know, it just kind of seeps into my pores and it makes me a really ugly person sometimes. It makes me negative. And I was constantly thinking about this falling out for probably like a year straight. I'm still thinking about it, and I'm still learning things from it that I didn't catch at the time. But yeah, it just it sucked, and I texted her not too long ago, maybe like a couple months ago, and all I got back was glad you're doing okay. And I think she said take care or something like that. And so I was like, okay, so she's not ready to talk, and I don't know if she'll ever be ready to talk. But it really just sucks, because I felt like this was a person who was gonna stick around for a really long time, and up to that point, we had not had any kind of like disagreement. We always were on the same exact page. We were always doing the same thing. We were always thinking like the same about anything. But it took that falling out for me to realize, oh, I'm actually being really mean to people. I'm actually not the person that I want to be. I'm not showing up as a person I want to be showing up as. And I don't like the gossiping. I don't like the talking about other people, kind of a deal. And it really, I don't know, like there's a lot that I took from this falling out. Alright guys, so my light died. I ran out of batteries. So I'm just gonna have a little dinner break, just really quick. My husband got me some Wendy's. Some Wendy's. I'm gonna dig in to my food while I talk to you for a second. So basically, I'm taking this time to let my painting dry a little bit, because it is a lot of water-based stuff. I'm charging my light, and I'm eating my food, and I'm letting my stuff dry. I don't know if I'm gonna continue today. I'm feeling fine, but after this food, I don't know if I'm gonna be tired. But basically, but yeah, should we do a mukbang? Should we do a little mukbang? I don't know why I peeled that off. Yum. Oh yes. I want to be like Trisha Paytas, having little mukbangs.
Basically, I don't know too much about how to use gouache, and I'm mostly just winging it. Just going as I go, just figuring it out. But I'm excited to see the results. Hope you guys stick around.
And also, when I was still friends with this person, I was also still working at a restaurant. I was still a server. And up until a couple months ago, I was still a server. And I realized I had been kind of training my brain to be a really nasty person. Like, to my tables, I was super nice. I was a really good server, not to toot my own horn, but I was doing a really good job as a server, and I was very charismatic, and it was almost feeling like an out-of-body experience because I was not that way, and I was being actually really fake, and that's not necessarily my personality. I'm usually on the more introverted side. I don't like to be really happy, giddy. I don't like going up to people in person. Like, I don't like to talk to strangers, but as a server, you kind of get, rewarded for being extroverted and being too much sometimes. But yeah, sometimes as a server, you're obviously rewarded with a $sign on your tip if you're a much nicer or pleasant person. And then you walk right back into the server room and you're like, F this, F that, these people wanted extra ranch for free and blah, blah, like just stupid stuff. And I really caught myself being a really negative Nancy, just always talking shit. I was always getting home really late and pissed off. And I just did not have a really good relationship with people. If they weren't tipping me, if they weren't giving me money, I couldn't care less about them. People in interactions, I was like, I'm not gonna talk to you because you're not gonna pay me. And that actually is a really weird way to think about things, but that was a way that being in the service industry really wired me to be. And I've since then stopped. I haven't been working at a restaurant since earlier this year. I think in the winter, it was still like February or something like that when I quit. And I gave different restaurants a chance. I moved from the Midwest back to Florida, back to my home. But since then, I have not been working. And luckily, I found this really great job who lets me, put my earphones in and listen to educational stuff or watch movies or whatever, audiobooks. And since then, I've really been on this journey where I'm trying to better myself. Doing my little self-help books, journaling, meditating, all that cool stuff. It is definitely a journey. I'm not perfect at it. I'm not mastered anything quite yet, but I think just the effort of trying to better yourself is really important. And every day does not look perfect. It is not ideal every single day. Sometimes you literally have to just sit in bed and rot a little bit and take good care of yourself and just rest. And some days, your productive days are awesome and you have really good, you catch up with your friends or whatever. Sometimes they just look completely different. So it's really important to not beat yourself up for not having what other people would call like a clean girl aesthetic or being super mindful, super demure, very mindful, very cutesy, and really just work with what you got. This is really an outlet for me that I'm really grateful that I'm able to do. Creating stuff and expressing myself and talking and helping, and I don't really have a specific niche just yet. These kind of videos don't really have quite a direction, but I think it's really important to leave that door open for when I have different ideas, like doing this art process or having a beach talk with my mom or my dad or friends or whatever, or I want to vlog. I think it's super important to have an outlet for you. And I don't really love social media as a whole. I think people can be really nasty on them, but I do like how you're free to post what you want to post, talk about what you want to talk about, and kind of almost market yourself as whatever. Sometimes it's really a bad thing because people show only the super positive things in their life without, they highlight everything that's going right, and people start comparing themselves to something that isn't realistic. And that's a whole other topic I could go on and on about, but something that's cool about YouTube is that I've never experimented with making videos before, and I think I've been having so much fun doing them recently, and I'm really grateful to have the opportunity, to just do whatever I want to do. But yeah, with that kind of a tangent over, I think you guys have noticed that I can rant and go in circles about stuff, but I'm going to try to keep it kind of, digestible and not just scrambling around. But yeah, that's just what's been on my mind, and I don't really know. Creating art and drawing and music and, making silly, goofy projects have always been, they've always had a special place in my heart. I've been drawing ever since I was a little kid. I started just with pencil, pen. A lot of the times we didn't have TV or cable growing up. We didn't really have internet access. And so me and my brother have always just had to kind of entertain ourselves, and we taught each other, or we self-taught how to draw. And so I think it's really important to sometimes just slow down, be bored, and see what you can create with your own mind and with your own hands. Instead of always craving to be entertained by other people who've created stuff, sometimes you have to take it into your own, imagination and make something, create something, bring it to life. It doesn't have to be perfect, it does not have to be good. It can be dog shit, but as long as you made it and as long as you're enjoying the process of making it, that's what's important. I don't know, it's just always been a part of me, and it used to piss me off when I was a kid, and the only thing I was known for was drawing, because I was like, guys, you don't know me. You think I just draw because that's what you see, but there's so many aspects of there's so many, I was over here being a brat, being like, I'm multifaceted, guys. You don't think I'm funny? You don't think I'm nice? You don't think I'm talented in other things? But I really took a step back, and I stopped drawing and I stopped painting for a while, just kind of to figure out who I was as a person and kind of see what inspired me in the first place, and stop drawing things because I thought people were going to think, oh, that's pretty, that's good, whatever. I don't want to seek validation from other people anymore. I don't necessarily want comments that are saying whether it's bad or whether it's good, and I went through this really weird phase, in college. I was taking college classes for art, and it kind of hit me a little bit because I was trying to make friends. I wanted so badly to be accepted into this little group of art kids. And I remember these two probably well-meaning people were talking about my art and saying how much they liked it. And they told me, they were like, oh, can we see what you're working on? And I showed them, and they were just kind of like, oh, dang, I can't sit next to you. You always make me feel so bad when I sit next to you. I'm going to sit on the other side of the room so I don't have to look at your stuff because you make me feel bad about myself. And I really took that to heart. And I was like, damn, I'm over here trying to people please. I'm trying to make friends. And these people, sometimes what I'm doing is so different. And it's not that it was better or it was worse or whatever. It was just different art styles that we had. And I thought theirs looked super cool too, super great. And it was really difficult things that they were doing and accomplishing. But ever since then, ever since I got that kind of negativity, and I don't even think I shouldn't have taken it the way that I heard it, but they probably meant well. But to me, that sounded like, oh, I don't like you as a person. I like your art, but I don't want to see it, It was just really, I don't know, it was just a strange comment to me. And ever since then, that was maybe when I was 21, 22, maybe 20, actually. I think it was younger. But ever since then, I just kind of stopped. I didn't really enjoy drawing anymore. I didn't want to show anybody my paintings or my art for a while, I picked up a little bit of tattooing. I thought that's what I wanted to do, but I realized that I really don't like meeting new people and getting really close to people physically and mentally to tattoo them is a big part of the process of being a tattoo artist. And I realized I only like to tattoo people that I know and people that I'm friends with and things that I want to tattoo, not necessarily what the client wants to tattoo. And I realized, maybe this could be like a fun thing on the side, but maybe I should not put all my eggs in that basket of tattooing for the sake of thinking it's cool, which it is cool and it is really fun, but I don't know, it's just something that I kind of put in the back burner for a second because I'm trying to figure out where I fit in and creating and whether I even want to do art as a career, because sometimes when you start doing your hobby as your moneymaker, it's no longer fun and it's no longer fulfilling anything in your life. So not to get like too fucking philosophical on you guys, but that's just what road and journey I've been on these past couple of months. And creating videos is almost like a distraction for that. It doesn't make me only have to do one sort of expression and creativity. I've been learning how to edit videos and do cute little thumbnails and all that stuff, so that's also really fun for me. I guess what I'm hoping is that as I continue to make videos and continue to do art and really just make any video that comes to mind and that I think would be fun and something I would watch, eventually I will get to the fucking point. I will find something that I really want to pursue and work on, even if it's just a project or a series, and something will stick and something will make me really happy to keep doing. But I don't know. I'm pretty excited for being able to showcase my art in a different form that isn't just, putting it on my parents' fridge or posting it on my Snapchat, Maybe somebody out there likes these rants and likes what I'm drawing. So I'm just going to keep chugging along. Okay, guys. So I am wrapping up on the last few details that I can do for this painting. I actually wanted to do some white highlights, but I realized the white was not bright enough, and I actually went to go get Posca paint markers instead a little bit after this, and just added some white highlights. I think I forgot to actually record the part where I do the low lights, like the dark values in this, which was just like a darker brown. I actually totally forgot, so my bad. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I ended up really liking the end result of this, and I hope you guys also enjoyed watching and maybe just chatting with me. Thank you guys so much for coming along, and hopefully there should be a lot more videos like this soon. I am going to be working on some more art projects, and so I'd really love it if you guys stick around and go check out some of my other videos. I put a lot of love and care into them. Even if you don't speak Spanish, the playáticas are still up. They're kind of like podcast episodes where I right now have been taking my parents, but hopefully in the future I want to do more friends and family and kind of stuff like that. But there's a lot of more videos up on my channel if you guys are interested in subscribing and supporting me. Hopefully I'll be able to do this full time at some point, but for now I am doing this as a kind of like a weekly basis. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.